The following presentation is brought to you through the paid memberships of notarystars.com, the only notary training platform and resource library with over 150 hours of training on every loan product under the sun. Together with our sister website, onlinenotariespublic.com, which focuses on notaries who are pioneering in remote online notary, we strive to give you a safe place to ask questions, get answers, gain confidence in your notary career, and achieve success without overfabricating the truths about our industry. If you would like to support us, please consider liking this video, subscribing to our channel, sharing this video with a colleague, or becoming a member and trusting us to help you achieve the level of success you desire.
Well, hey there, notaries and signing agents from across the U.S. Thank you so much for being here tonight. Welcome to MGM, also known as Monday General Mentorship. Today is Monday, April 15th, 2024. My name is Beth Hathout, and I'm joined by my co-hosts, Ronnie Nickel and Mr. Bill Bumfrey. Tonight, we have a very special company we'd like to introduce you to, Idiomatic Language Services. This company was founded in Girona, Spain in June of 1966 to provide translation and interpreting services. Over time, the requirements of the market led them to constantly develop and improve their services. From the very outset, the main objective of Idiomatic Language Services has been to provide services of the highest quality at the most competitive prices, guaranteeing the speed of delivery and the utmost confidentiality in their work. Today, this has become their mission statement. To ensure those high standards of quality, they carry out exhaustive controls on all work completed and remain open to any suggestions that could improve the quality of the end product. Tonight, we have with us the director of Idiomatic USA, Mr. Gabriel Sturges. Gabriel is trilingual and a seasoned traveler with degrees in linguistics and business administration. Gabriel was able to parlay his diverse skill set into the language services industry. He has spearheaded the growth of Idiomatic Translations Group's U.S. interests, building the company from scratch into an ISO-certified, well-reputed player in the translation field. Gabriel has set his sights on further expansion for Idiomatic Translations Group beyond the U.S., with projects underway in new and emerging markets. He dedicates the majority of his time to teaching others how to create and grow their own businesses, to find fulfilling work and achieve financial independence. So before Mr. Ronnie gives the floor to Gabriel, I'd like to ask all of you to please honor our guest by turning on your cameras and making Gabriel feel welcome to our group this evening. Hey, Gabriel.
You guys know how to give those.
Hi, good evening, everyone. Yeah.
All righty. Gabriel, unless Ronnie has something he wants to talk about, I think we're ready for you.
I just want to say one thing. Before we get started. Guys, take notes as we go along, because I really feel that this is something that's a beautiful experience for notaries to find something like this that we can add into our businesses. And I'm actually really proud to have Gabriel here today, because he was already using NotaryStars. He was already going to our directory, hiring and partnering with notaries. He had already worked with our notaries, and one of your fellow NotaryStars turned him on to work with NotaryStars. And we've had a wonderful back and forth setting this event up for tonight. This is not one of those fly-by-night things that you see on other channels and something that you have to purchase. This is a wonderful opportunity for all of us. I've actually been interested in it for a long time, and I'm sure as the night goes by, you'll have questions. Make sure to write down your questions, because you never get this close to the horse's mouth of where the information comes from. We got the founder right here with us. So I want you to be able to ask questions, and I want you to, know that this is something we wouldn't be wasting your time with this evening if we really didn't believe with it. So Gabriel, I'm going to give you the floor, and I want you to start out telling us everything we need to know about Idiomatic and what we can do with it in our notary businesses.
Great. Well, first, I appreciate you guys having me on. I'm very excited. Ronnie and I have been talking about this for the past several weeks, and it's nice to finally be able to be in front of everybody. The most important place to start, I think, with Idiomatic is the why. Why do we do what we do? We were founded, as Beth mentioned, we were founded in Spain by my colleagues quite a long time ago, and I had met them and brought the business to open the business in the US. Translation services are what a lot of people say is the biggest industry that you've never heard of, because you really only know that something is translated when it's translated badly. I'm sure we've all seen online or pictures, or if you go someplace, you travel someplace, you've seen something written in English badly. That's a bad translation. A good translation, you never know it's been translated because it makes sense from the get-go. And that's where our name comes from as well. Idiomatic is when something just makes sense in your language. Idiomatically correct, that the slang is right, the expressions are correct, they sound good, like as if someone were speaking their own language. So that's where the name comes from. Translation communication is culture. And being able to communicate between people is what brings cultures together. And that's the basis of the company, the why, to help people bridge language gaps. There's been a need for this as long as time, and especially now as the world becomes more global, as people immigrate more, as people are doing business all around the world, as people want to move different places, either to America, from America, or any place in between. We in our US business, we focus on all kinds of different markets, legal, immigration, marketing, technology, you name it, we do it. And our main business is based on, and one of the reasons I think that there's a lot of synergy between Notary Stars and Idiomatic, and also working with notaries in general. It's a very client-facing business. We speak to people, and we listen to people, we listen to what they want, and we provide the service. And we help people. That's something that that's what I love the most about my job, is that we get to help people in either a big way or a small way, but we get to help them achieve whatever. We've worked with thousands of people, for example, who are immigrating to the US, and they need their paperwork translated. And so in one way, we get to have an impact on people creating a new life, or vice versa. People leaving the US, moving someplace else. Maybe you want to retire, maybe you want to move to Mexico. A lot of people are moving to Spain now. That's something we've come across, people needing translations for. And how does this fit in with Notary Stars and notaries? We actually started working with notaries during the online notaries during the pandemic, when everything was closed. And we're in New York. We had a client down in Florida, and they needed something notarized in apostille. And I thought, how do we do this? So I looked online. I found out about Ron, which I'd never heard of before. Found a Ron notary in Florida. And I thought, oh, this is interesting, and this is really cool how this works. I didn't know anything about notarizations or this world at all, or apostilles. And we got talking. We found out that there was a lot of synergy between and translation. A lot of notaries who also provide apostille services usually need documents to be translated to be submitted abroad. From that, started getting in touch with different notaries, started working with more notaries. Fast forward a few years, I got in touch with a notary from Notary Stars, needing a notarization. they put me on to Ronnie, and this is how I got here in front of everyone. There's a lot of crossover between what we do as a translation company and what notaries offer, and that's really my focus today, is how we can offer an additional service to you, and in turn help your client more.
And Gabriel, one thing that I want to point out, especially, I think right now we have about 137, and I'm sure that there'll be more tuning in. One thing that I want to point out is translation services, coming from someone who feels like that they're trying to marry as many people from another country as possible. And I've been blessed to have, in my life, need for translation services, and especially translation services that work. You and I have had personal conversations about that where I had translation services done, and my spouse got their documents back and was like, this is awful. I'll never, be able to get that job, or I'll never be able to get those things. For those of you that are watching now, I want you to, stay tuned, because you may think to yourself, oh, I've never known someone who needs translation services. But if you have a hospital in your city, I guarantee you have people who have need for translation services. One of the biggest markets, and I learned this, and I was talking to you about this, Gabriel, is my ex-husband, when he was at the hospital, he came with a whole busload of people from other countries, like, to the house, that always needed to get something translated for their next job, or they needed to get it retranslated or something done. There's a lot of people out in the world that need something translated. It's not just retirees. You have to think about a lot of the big jobs that we, bring people in from brilliant minds all over the country. And it doesn't matter if you're in, a rural city or a major city. If you have a hospital, you have a market for this. So, you may, like Gabriel said earlier, it's the biggest industry that you haven't heard of yet. And I want to learn more from you. So I didn't want to interrupt, but I want to make sure people don't stop listening when they feel like, okay, well, I don't know anybody that needs anything translated. You probably do, or they probably don't know that you can help them get to that. We can be the bridge to that.
Exactly. What we've come across as far as working with notaries, and we work with quite a few now who need our services. It's people who, I see partnership with Notary Stars in a few different ways, and with notaries in a few different ways. There's a big demand all over the country, like Ronnie said, in major cities, in rural areas. People are always moving in and out, and not all, to preface this, not all translations need to be notarized. However, a lot do. Usually translations that are being used outside of the US will need to be notarized in apostille. So you have two potential markets for people. You have people who need to leave the US, or have family members living abroad, or have, I don't know, any sort of property or business abroad. Or you have people coming to the US who need translation services, or who already live here and are from somewhere else. Our service, and the way that we've imagined it working with notaries, is that it can be a complement to business that notaries already offer, or apostille agents already offer to their clients. As in, yeah, we provide notarizations, we provide apostilles. We also now provide translations to go along with that. So you have a one-stop shop. We've come across a lot of notaries said, oh yeah, we worked with someone before, but we didn't really know who to talk to, but we've always had the need. The translation services can also act as a standalone service that you can offer as a professional, as a business person, not just as a notary, as a notary or as an apostille agent, but as a business person, and to generate additional revenue stream. And we found that there is a big demand. It's marketed properly. It's even just as a standalone business. It's very valuable, and especially adding it to what you provide already, you add extra value to the client service. So being able to help them, and also having someone, and I take pride and I take value in what we do, and I know that anyone who works with us will have a good experience. We have the expertise in the translation industry. You have the expertise in notarization or in apostilles. Working together, it makes the process very smooth, especially because we've done hundreds and hundreds of notarized translations to date.
And then Gabriel, I want to say this as well. One of the things that you talk about the perfection, or like there was an air of confidence there, like we're kind of experts in this, and that's okay because you're talking to a group of people, especially on this call, these people, the ones that tune in to be a part of Notary Stars, whether they're members or former members or current members, these are people who are dedicated to being experts in their field. And I want to point this out kind of like with a bit of confidence. One of the best things about owning a business is knowing when you can partner or delegate something or a component of that business that can earn you money to someone else. For instance, case in point with myself, there came a point where I could not grow my business any further, so I brought Travis in. I literally needed a partner or someone that I could trust. Then as we grew Notary Stars, I brought Beth in, and she becomes really what's the driving force behind Notary Stars. Then we get to this fraud sector and I bring Bill in. This is what I'm looking at with Idiomatic is I'm looking now at the point in my business, what else can I add in? What else can I add to drive revenue, for notaries? What can I bring them to the table? What can I bring to an extra tab on Unlimited Ink Notary that will generate revenue for me? And I want to say this, and I'd love to keep going, and I don't want to make this the entire focus, but literally half of my paycheck at Unlimited Ink Notary comes from affiliate marketing, where we've added onto the website and we drive it toward, and I don't just put anything. I make a promise with you guys all the time. I won't put junk on Notary Stars. We won't put just any printer. We're only going to put printers that we've bought. That's why there's not a whole list of printers to choose from. There's only printers that we've actually bought or used ourselves on that website or other Notary Stars. This is a way for you to make that move with another tab on your website, and we offer this, and have a trusted partner that you can refer them to that is like-minded. Idiomatic, from everything that I've learned, is as dedicated to their craft of translations as we are as notaries. And I want to ask this, Gabriel, to kind of lighten the conversation for a minute. In the notary community, we always have like one of those stories like, I was the fixer, they called me, this was a complete disaster, the notary did horrible, like I'm the one that came and fixed it. Even if we're brand new because we train, do you have any horror story that you'd like to share where someone just completely almost ruined someone's life with a translation and then they come to you and they see what the difference is?
Oh, we get a lot of 12-hour requests, tons, or 11th hour, I guess it would be. So many, which is good and bad. The bad side is that you have to hustle and you have to get things done. The good side is that people have heard, oh, well, I had this translation. It's not good. It's not accepted. I got referred to you by my friend, my lawyer, my whoever. Can you please help me? Yeah. And we've had a lot of cases. I don't know. We had a case a while ago. Someone was getting married to a Cuban lady or a Cuban guy, and had to go to Cuba to get married, needed some documents translated, and they called us at 2 in the afternoon. They said, oh, I have a flight at 4. Can you please help me? And we said, oh, well, what do you need? Oh, I need 5 pages translated. And that's quite a bit of work. That usually takes about a day. So I said, all right, well, let me talk with my colleagues. We spread things around 5 or 6 different linguists. Everybody did a page, put it together. Someone else proofread it to make sure everything matched. Sent it off as a PDF to their email. They got to passport to show the document. Okay, yeah. go through because they had to show why you're going to Cuba from America. And sorted last minute. They needed it by 4. We got it to them by 3:58. Smooth sailing. Lots of cases like this, but when you have I mean,
That's
just like everybody.
close.
Sorry?
3:58. That's cutting it really close.
Oh yes, yeah. We said you have it by 4. They got it by 4. So it's we have
So your audio is kind of breaking up just a little bit here, Gabriel, and Ronnie, if you don't mind, I've got a couple of questions too. First, Gabriel, can you tell me how many languages your company can translate?
yeah, we work in well over 100. Some of the European, Middle Eastern, Asian, some African languages, and we've come across lately. We have a big need for indigenous languages from South and Central America. A lot of people immigrating to the U.S. So we offer more or less anything you need. We can offer. We have a network that's big enough to handle it.
Perfect. And I'm thinking, and maybe Ronnie, you can help out in this arena as well. I'm not sure that people in our audience quite understand what the process for the notary is here. Can you kind of define that a little bit clearer? Exactly what's our role here? We're not doing the translating. I know Diana asked if we needed to speak and read the other languages to be able to do this, and we're kind of just a middleman, right?
Yeah. So essentially, from what I understand, as far talking with other notaries, a notary cannot translate a document that they also sign. So you need a third party to do that, I guess, for conflicts of interest, I guess. Essentially, we have a notary comes to us, request a translation. We need this document translated from English to Spanish. Okay. So we will go ahead, we'll provide a quote, go ahead with the translation if a quote's requested, provide a translation. We will send it to the notary for review for the client if everything looks okay. Again, we do, as Beth said, we do all the legwork. We take care of the translation. We take care of the delivery date. We take care of the quality control. The notary would be the one who would have the final back and forth with the client. Once the client says it looks okay, we'll say to the notary, okay, let's get online. We do this with Ron. Let's get online. We have our translator's affidavit that will be notarized. We'll hop on Ron, sign it, either the translator or a representative of the company, which would be into whatever, say, this is a correct and true and accurate translation done from whatever language to whatever language by us by Idiomatic as a professional translation company. Someone from our company signs, the notary signs, they send it off, either if the client just needs the notarized translation, or if it has to get sent off for apostille, then it can go off. So the process is really the only time the notary would touch the translation is just to deliver it to the client.
And I love going down this road. I just want to ask you, just so we get it out there, is there a difference between, and I know we have a lot of people who are bilingual on the call, is there a difference between what you do as a professional translation service company and someone who just speaks another language that says, sure, I'll translate your documents?
Yeah. Yes. I mean, I say this also as someone who runs a translation company, but beyond that, as someone who speaks 3 languages, you can have an understanding of another language, and you can speak it very well or read it very well, but knowing the proper wording of a legal document or a specialized document, how is the terminology accepted by whoever is very different, and that's something that needs experience. Someone who just speaks another language can do it, but you have a higher chance of running into problems just because there has to be a specific wording for things. How is it used?
Which goes into idiomatic, the meaning, making sense
Exactly.
of those things, bringing it back full circle.
Exactly. And the other, beyond that, we get this question all the time: why work with a company rather than hire an individual translator? You say, well, hiring a person is cheaper than hiring a company. Yeah, that's true. It is true. What we can guarantee you is that you don't just have, it's not just a one person shop doing a translation. It's not just one guy or one girl. We're a team of people. So we're always around. If you go on vacation and you're a translator, what do? We're always here. We have support all the time. We have quality control. So it's not just one person one translator looking at a document and submitting it. You have a translator, you have a reviewer. Before we submit something, we have our project managers doing like a final quality check, just making sure that it looks okay and sending it off. And that's what you pay. That's what the value is in hiring a company rather than anybody or just a one-person shop to do something. I think it's the power of having a group. I think that's why something like Notary Stars or like having training like this is so important. It adds value and you know that you have a group of people behind you if you need help with something.
And I have to tell you, coming from somebody that went through 2 times in my life where, it was a big deal. Something has to be done. Like I'm moving to another country. I've got to translate my college degree. I've got to translate my birth certificate. A lot of things hang in the balance for people, and being able to tell clients, listen, I don't just partner with somebody down the street. I partner with a company that's going to give you quality control to make sure this gets done so that you can get that job that you're seeking, so that you can, go between countries, so you can move your retirement from one country to another. These are things that people are looking for when it comes to translation, and they're big moves in life. I guarantee you'll have very few clients who are like, yeah, this doesn't mean anything. Like I'm just doing it for fun, or I just want the protection of it. They're going to be doing it for major life reasons. Nobody goes, in my mind, nobody seeks translations unless it's a major reason. It's always going to be something important. And here's the thing, you guys are notaries, you're pillars of society. People are going to trust you endorsing another company, especially now that you know that they are sharing the same values that you do as a notary. So this is a great opportunity for you to expand your website, and especially for those movers and shakers out there, adding just an affiliate link in. Now, there is some marketing that goes along with it, and we will be adding that in, for my marketing students, and I'll as much as I can for the general, but places that you can use to market selling services are adding it in on your websites as an additional tab, making sure that you really go to the Idiomatic website and really explore the languages that they offer. Make sure to reach out with any questions. If you guys are afraid to reach out, maybe send them to me at contact@NotaryStars and saying, hey, can we get a list of this? Or, ask questions about it. You don't want to just grab an affiliate link and run out into the world and be like, oh yeah, I'm going to make money. That's not how it works when it comes to adding a partnership. You really want to explore. You really want to start maybe by referring one person, getting that experience and getting to know how that's going to flow with Idiomatic so that you can give your next customer a great experience with that as well. Believe me, I have only mastered the art of turning affiliate links like this into real income in my life by grooming that relationship. I used to think, oh yeah, you just go and sign up on Amazon, you get some things and you post them on your website. That's not how it really works. You have to groom the people that are buying from you as well to explain why you trust this company. And you do have to disclose in any affiliate situation, if you're using an affiliate link on that page, you have to say, listen, I do get a kickback from that. That is just an important part of affiliate marketing, which is essentially what this is. But I do believe you're probably one of the only translation companies that does offer an affiliate type of referral, which is wonderful. And also while you're here, you know, not that you're not wonderful, but we wanted you to make sure to get that out to the notaries out there. Ms. Beth, we've had a hand raised for quite a while. How, Gabriel, do you mind if we take a question from Hal? He's got his hand raised in the gallery.
Absolutely. Yeah, happy to.
Hal, do you want to ask your question?
Yes. Hey, how are you? North Carolina, I don't believe we do RON closings, and it sounds like that this is all involved RON closings and not physical, right? Is that true?
Well, this has nothing to do with closings whatsoever, and Gabriel uses remote online notarization to do the certification of translations. You can still, and I'll tell you, there's people in North and South Carolina that need translations. You can still sell these as a product, as a notary, sell the translations. You can still become an affiliate to sell these, and let's just say that it has to be. It happens to be one that can be notarized. They can actually notarize that translation with anybody else outside if you're having a problem with Ron. So they can use another state to notarize that translation.
Okay, so I'm trying to understand what we're doing here. So the first thing is we are offering this as a service as an affiliate. Is that okay?
Correct.
So we can, okay, so by the way, this is a translate. Okay, fine. Which does not involve the notary, correct? Just we're just an affiliate. Is
Well,
that kind of how you're presenting it?
correct. So you can expand your business by offering translation services through a professional partner like Idiomatic,
Okay,
and then you can
okay,
earn a commission off of referring that customer.
okay.
And then I want to take this down the rabbit hole really quickly. So another way that we're going to benefit off this as a group, Gabriel and I are working. So once any of you out there have referred a customer to Idiomatic, we are now working where Gabriel's going to turn around and hire unlimited ink notaries to do the runs on those. And then we'll also be facilitating the apostille running. Gabriel's company is going to put together the actual apostille. So it's not going to be our notaries doing the apostilles. It's going to be our notaries running those to the Secretary of State's offices. So we'll be doing the runner services for those. So there is kind of a full circle, you know, Lion King circle of life kind of thing going on, where some notaries will benefit from referring the customers and being able to be one of those notaries who possibly notarize or get the runner. I will tell you that there will be select markets where we're doing the apostille, the online notary part and runner. It's going to be primarily Arizona, and that's only because Unlimited Ink's office is literally like a 7.5-minute drive to the apostille to the downtown office to get them apostilled, and it will have to still be an Arizona raw notary. But there will be instances where we have to do this in other states. So we're building that out now. It will start probably in Arizona. All notaries can make the commission for referring the client to Idiomatic. Not all notaries will benefit from being the RON chosen for that. We'll be building that out.
And that, so if how
You're cutting up, Mr. Gabriel?
can you hear me?
Yeah, better now.
Okay, perfect. I just turned my volume up. So Hal, what I think is important for everybody to also emphasize, it's not a one or the other. So the way that Ronnie and I have seen this and how we can partner with everyone is, again, as a standalone service. So you offer translations as an affiliate, and I don't think I'm going too far into detail. The affiliate works, the affiliate links, what it would be is you would get a 20% commission on each translation sold. So out of $100, you'd get 20. And that's obviously as many projects that come in, so you'd always get the 20%. So that's one way to sell the service and to offer the service. So it's a standalone thing you have on your website. a section that says, yeah, we offer certified translations in 100 different languages. We work with Idiomatic as our trusted partner. You can click here and you get a kickback from that. The other way it's beneficial to notaries directly is when you have a client say to you as a notary, hey, I need a notarization, I need apostille, I have to send documents to wherever. I also need them translated. And that's where you say, well, we can do it all together. We can do it all one stop. You send me whatever document you need. We'll get it all translated, all notarized and apostilled for you. You don't even have to talk to anybody else. And of course, same thing, because they'll order the translation through the affiliate link that you would have on your website, you would get commission from the translation. You would get your normal fee from organizing notarizations, apostilles. So it's just an addition to what you already do.
Perfect. Hal still got your hand up. Hal, did you have another question, or did Gabriel do a good job on that one for you?
Perfect. Can you still hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I just don't know how to take my hand down.
Okay.
Yeah, it was perfect. Very interesting. Very interesting. So I don't think we do apostilles. I'm not able to do an apostille in North Carolina, though. They limit us too much here.
Well, notaries don't actually do apostilles, Hal. Only your Secretary of State can do the apostille process. You're just a courier or a facilitator.
Oh, well.
And that's true for all 50 states.
Oh, okay.
Okay. All
Thank
right.
you.
You betcha. Miss Brenda, did you have a question? You want to unmute and ask your question? Cannot hear you, Brenda. You're not muted, though.
Can you hear me now?
There you go.
Yep.
Okay. Playing with new ear things today. A question, Gabriel. You went through an order of things.
Mm-hmm.
What is the step-by-step process? Does the notary go before the translation? What exactly would be the process?
Okay, yeah, I understand what you mean. All right. Yeah, and please, if anybody, if I'm jumping through things, please tell me. Just, I do this all the time, so I in my head, maybe it comes out more clearly. So we would have, from a notary or from whoever, we'd have a translation request. We need this translated from, we need this birth certificate translated from English to Spanish, Spanish to English, whatever. We would receive the request for translation from a notary, let's say. We would go ahead with the translation. We would send it for review to you as the notary, so you can get the A-OK from your client. At that point, you have the translated document. What we'll need to do, the next step will be to, when we submit the translated document to you, you'll have a merged file, a merged PDF file. So you'll have in one PDF, you'll have the original document, you'll have the translated document, and you'll have what is called the certificate of translation. And that's a statement that will say, we, Idiomatic, as a certified professional translation company, confirm that this document has been translated from this language to this language by professionals. And below that, you'll have the area where you would have the kind of like notarization signing block. So you'll have the notary with a space for their signature, space for either our translator or company representative. We'll get online, or we'll do how, we can, in some cases, we can't even do things in person, depending where. Get online, we'll sign that certificate of translation via RON, so have it notarized. At that point, you'll have a notarized document, and if that's all the client needs, you can send that off to the client. If it has to be apostille, you would take that document that has been notarized, or us as a translation company signing before the notary, so you'll have that document that's done, and then you can send that off to get apostille, and that's the process.
Okay, thank you.
So that's perfect. So I know a lot of Florida notaries get requests for translated documents all the time, not necessarily needing to be apostilled, right, David? But they need something translated for them. I mean, whatever that situation is, maybe they're hand carrying it to the receiving party, and maybe that's not in this country, and maybe they don't need an apostille. But I get people asking me all the time to translate a document for them. For us as notaries, our certificates in most states, that's not 100%. I think there's 3 outlying states that say different. But for us as notaries, we don't have to know what the document says if we're going to notarize it. All we need to do is be able to read the certificate language. And again, 48 of us say that that certificate has to be in English, right? Or 47 of us say that the certificate has to be in English, regardless of what language we speak and what language the document's in. But there's times that that document absolutely needs to be translated from English to their language or from their language to English. And we can certainly help facilitate that either with an affiliate link on our website, directly through us contacting Idiomatic and saying we need a document translated, or just being that full circle end user and notarizing that certificate of authenticity via Ron or even in person, like Gabe said. So yeah, that's the process.
And I want to address something. First of all, Gabe had dropped in the chat, and I doubled down on it on the actual website that you need to go to sign up to become an affiliate. But a lot of people are asking, and I feel like it's really important to address. And here's the thing: this is not a dumb question at all. So the way I'm coming about it is, it's just a lot of people are asking, and I'm just particularly picking one person's question because I think it zeroes in perfectly. Would it simply be an affiliate link, or are we acting as a middleman? Honestly, if you want to make money with it, you need to become a middleman. To be honest, you can throw an affiliate link on any website and say, go to this, and you can maybe make a commission every now and then. I've said this earlier in the meeting, and I want to explain to you guys, and that's why I think I want to do a follow-up course after my seminar in our marketing class, and I'll do as much as I can for the public as well. You really do need to become a middleman. And let me give you an example of what a middleman is. Do you want to make a high-paying side hustle and make $175 to $225 a signing? Those people are getting $300 for you signing up for their notary course. Okay, and you guys hear me complain about it. So do you want to become a middleman? You need to go to their website, learn all about them. Once you get your affiliate link and learn all about what they do. And Gabe, maybe we can have you come back and give some more training on what can we talk about, what languages do we have. Maybe there's things that we can work about behind the scenes that you say, hey, Ronnie, these things are the things that the notary affiliates need to know, and we can work that out. But yes, you do need to become an advocate for any type of affiliate situation that you're getting in. I didn't bring you guys here tonight to say that this is going to be a get rich quick. I do know that it is a viable resource out there that people need. And I'm looking at just some names on the screen. I'm not calling out anybody. I see Jason Bass Knight. I see Kevin Swagger. I see Rod Tallman. I see Carol, and I always have a hard time with your last night, Voidenov. I see all of you all over the country in different states, okay? And here's the thing. You don't have to be located in the state with that customer. If you have a dynamic website that I've taught you how to do or I built for you, this is a great way for anybody in those zip codes to put this as an affiliate link on their account and say, not only can I notarize documents for you anywhere, but I can get you the best translator anywhere. And, I know Tiffany from California is on here because I've seen her post in the chat. Tiffany, I follow on Instagram, and that girl is on it. I guarantee you somebody out there like her could also use that avenue to say, listen, I've partnered with this great service. And I know some of you on the call are really working the Instagram and the TikTok, and you've got your videos going. This could be something else that you can put in and say, do you want to know about my translation company? why I use them, why I refer them, this is where you can get in and really have a product. For those of you that are doing Ron, you should be having those conversations with the general public all over the country. And this is just another one. But for those of you that want to remain local, you could become the go-to person because you have that company that they can partner with. You can become the one, not your tax accountant who just referred his sister who happens to speak that language that she's going to give it a good go. You can refer a good professional company for that. So I just had to answer that question, and I don't want Anne-Marie because I picked her name out in that question, but it was the perfect question to get that conversation rolling. And I saw the balloons go up, so thank you for that. I appreciate it. I just want to make sure nobody thinks I'm talking down to them, but that was the perfect question to say, how should this work? Am I just getting an affiliate link, or do I become a middleman? My best marketing advice for you and how this will work for you to bring income is get the affiliate link and become a middleman. Become their biggest advocate, learn about them, get a few clients under your belt. And here's the thing, and Gabriel, no offense to you, but if your company doesn't do a good job, the notary is going to know, I'm not referring anybody else to you.
Absolutely.
Gabriel already knows he's going to do a good job. He wouldn't be, and believe me, we've talked, he ain't going to come in front of Notary Stars and do a bad job because we're the notaries, guys. We're the ones that, are professionals at our job. So he's not coming here to say, I'm ready to do a bad job, just refer me business. He came here because we are the ones that want to do it right, and his company wants to do it right. So we're banking on a symbiotic relationship there of let's do it right, and you guys have a new way to make money doing that. We've got limited time here. I see chats and all these things going up. But we've got 2 hands raised. Gabriel, are you ready for some more questions?
Absolutely. And just to clarify, really, I'm looking in the chat as we go along. A lot of people are asking about a flow chart, how this works, the process. Do we have any logos for our company? Everything is on our Idiomatic Affiliates website. So if you sign up, you'll have access to I can't think of the word right now. You'll have creatives, which is where we provide banners, for example, with our logo, with text on it already, that you can insert in your website. It already comes with an affiliate embedded in the code. You put that in your website, it's clickable, and that can take you to that will take you to an order page where someone can order, and you get commission from that. So everything is on the website. As for the workflow and like a video or anything like that, that's something we're working on. And also we're working on creating a basic template for a website that explains what is a translation, what languages can we offer, how does the translation work, how does the translation pair with notarizations and apostilles. And I don't know how we can organize that, but I'd be happy to come on again and explain a bit more the kind of like nitty gritty of translation. But
we lost you, Gabriel.
That's not.
No audio. While we're waiting for sound, one thing, and I'll let you work on that. We can test it anytime you're ready. Did you get it back?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. That's actually really good.
Okay, perfect. Sorry, I guess my my headphones were breaking up. But I was saying that all the information we'll have on our website, signing up as an affiliate. I mean, signing up, there's no cost to anyone. It's just, we are also, just as you guys are selective or very concerned about what services you promote and who, so are we. You guys work very hard for your brand and developing who you are as a business, and so do we. So we don't have the information just out. We want to make sure that it's for people who we trust as affiliates. We don't want to tarnish your brand, and nor we want anyone to do it for ours. But all the information is available online.
And then Gabriel, before we answer, thank you for that. Before we answer these last 2 questions here, because that will be our time. for today. I just want to let everybody know, if you are in my marketing class, this Wednesday is dedicated to my seminar. Today is the last day to sign up for that. It will be closed at 7 p.m. tonight. There will not be any more days to register. So it's been in every email. We've got over 450 people for that. But the next week in my actual marketing class, I'm going to be dedicating next week to setting up specifically Idiomatic on your websites to make sure that you are positioned. And Gabriel, if you'd like to be a part of that class, I'll send you the time and date. No commitment necessary. But if you'd like to be a part of that class, just to make sure that I've nailed it with setting up your affiliate links, you are more than welcome to be a part of that. Unfortunately, that is not for the public. That is for my marketing students, all 200 to almost 300 of them now. But I will be going over specifically how to set that up on your general website or your dynamic website. But let's get into these last two questions. Miss Grace, when you're ready.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, do I have to be I'm not going to say this word right, apostille, apostille to, somebody help me, please correct me, because I'm just sounding.
Apostille.
I love you, and I can't wait. This is going to be internet gold tomorrow.
I know this apostille. Do I have to be that in order to use these services? Because Gabe, when you were going through kind of the steps, the last step you had said was to send off, if need be, to the apostille. And so I am not that currently, but do I need to be that in order to use this type of service? That's my question.
No, absolutely not.
Okay.
Absolutely not. It's just if you have people who would need translations, then you can
Yes.
offer that, again, standalone, or to have them notarized, or if in the future you offer apostilles, then you can do that. But you can offer any, from what I understand, any mix of the three.
Okay, thank you. That was it for me.
Want to make a quick notation here because I'm seeing a couple of things in the chat. There is a difference between translation services and interpreting, right? Interpreting is interpreting the spoken word. Translation services are interpreting the written word. So we're not talking about being able to provide an interpreter when you can't communicate with the signer. That's something different. Miss Wanda Boyd, did you have a question, Wanda? Do you want to unmute and ask your question?
Can you guys hear me?
Gotcha.
I had the same question as Grace did. Kind of confused with this because I'm wondering if you have to do apostilles. Do you have to be a Ron notary? And then what if your state, California, hasn't allowed for Ron notaries yet? I'm confused with translating.
So go ahead, Gabriel.
I know. So again, you can offer the translations, right, as a standalone service for anybody who wants it. In California, depending where it is, we do have a workaround. We have people all over the place. So if you need something that is signed in person, wet ink, for a notarization, we can do that too. It takes a bit more organization just because it's a bit slower, because we have to figure out who in our network, either representative for the company or the translator, can do it, but we can do that as well. So you would get something probably sent to you in the mail. Again, it would take a bit longer than doing with Ron, but we could send it to you, and then you could send it off for apostille or whatever you need to have done with it.
Oh, so I can't.
So Wanda, even in California, though, it's a Ron notary in Arizona can notarize that authenticity certificate via Ron, even though it's a California translation that comes out of the state of California. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
It just can't be done by a California Ron notary because those don't exist.
True.
Okay,
Okay.
there you go.
Thank you
And,
very much.
Thank you. I'm just going to add really quickly too. I'm going to preface this to everybody. We're not an enormous company. We're not some like faceless organization. If you talk to us, you talk to me or to one of my 6 colleagues or so. So if anybody has a need for something or says, oh, I think this could be added. We need this. Can Idiomatic do that? If you tell me, we can talk about it and we can probably do it. That's also another advantage of working with us. You can talk to us directly. So just throwing that out there. If you have an idea, let me know, and we can see if we can incorporate it because I think it could benefit everybody.
That's what I like about Gabriel. He's got such an open mind. Just let it in, he'll figure it out, right?
We try.
So this was another question in the chat for you, Gabe. It just says, when you say professional translator, are you stating that all of your translators are certified translators, licensed translators, American Translators Association? What's the certification? What's the credential?
So all of our translators, well, as a company, we're what's called ISO certified, which is the International Standards Organization. And that's an international quality seal, not just for translations, but for almost any industry. So what is that? That means that we have to have an external audit every 2 years. So somebody comes in, looks at our work processes, the workflow, how many, they call them non-conformities, like basically how many problems do we have? And you have to have below a certain threshold of problems per 1,000 projects, whatever. So we as a company are ISO certified. To fulfill the ISO certification, we only work with translators who have at least 5 years experience and have a college degree or a professional degree in this. We do have ATA, so American Translator Association translators. But that's not something that's always recognized abroad. Well, the ISO is international. If somebody needs something that's done by an ATA translator, we have them and we work with them and we can do it. It's not the be all and end all of certifications. But when we provide the certificate of translation, we specifically state what our credentials are as an ISO company.
Perfect. So we have our very own Mr. Bill Bumfrey that needs to speak up and ask his burning question.
So what I wanted to ask, I see that I'm looking on your site that you do interpretation.
Yes.
So I'm a full-time remote notary. I don't meet people across the table anymore. There's a lot of instances where I will come across where having an interpreter as part of the session would be ideal. Now, I know that that won't work in all states, but do you have the ability to do on-camera interpretation during a remote online notarization? Is it something that has to be scheduled in advance? What languages? It's probably a much broader question than you can answer in just a moment, but
yeah, we do. Well, firstly, yes, we do that. Like you mentioned, there are some states, again, from the little I know about notarization and notary laws, not all states do allow it, but some statutes say, yeah, you can have an interpreter to act as a liaison. We offer the service in about 20 different languages. Again, if you have a need for something else, let us know and we can help you. I saw somebody else mention in the chat, we offer American Sign Language interpretations as well. So if you have somebody who needs a sign language interpreter, we do that. You'd schedule it beforehand. So we have an order form, same thing on our website, order translation, order interpretation. You fill out the form for the interpretation. That also is an affiliate link. So you would get commission on that. We like to have as much leeway as possible and lead time on that as we can. When we schedule it, so you put in the time, You let us know when. We'll send you the details of the interpreter, so the name and the email. You send them a video invitation link to Zoom or whatever, Notary Cam or whatever service you use. They'll log on. If you say it's going to be at 4 o'clock, they'll log on at 4 o'clock, and they conduct the interpretation for you.
Okay, that was my question about affiliate linking on that as well. And can you do that also?
Awesome, perfect.
All right, guys, I'm going to ask you to please turn on your cameras for just a moment. I see so many of you left them on, but I want to light this up tonight with all the screens. We have a guest in the house that's first time at Notary Stars. This is how we do it. I'm going to say it my way, and then we're going to let Beth take it home professionally. If you are not naked, please turn on those cameras. If you are not stuffing your face, please turn on those cameras. We'd love to see your children running around in the background. And if you got clothes on, we want to see your pajamas. We know some of you are on the East Coast. I'm waiting for all of those cameras to light up. Let's give our signature wave to Mr. Gabriel for coming here tonight and letting us know about Idiomatic. And Miss Beth, how do we really say it here at Notary Stars professionally?
Well, you know, I was trying to come up with something that was connected to tonight's theme. So here's my little inspirational thought I'm going to leave you with. Don't be afraid to let your voice be idiomatic. Authenticity shines brightest when expressed in the language that feels like home. Have a good evening, everybody.